What's up, guys? It's James here with It's Your Life Help with Anxiety, Panic, and DPDR. Just coming to you today to tell you about a technique that I found that is absolutely awesome. Sounds stupid, makes no sense, but it's awesome. And that is cold showers. I know you've heard it all along. Take a cold shower, you'll feel better, whatever. There's some science behind it. Kind of similar to taking ice baths. It triggers your body's natural anti-inflammation response and kind of triggers your endorphins and stuff too, and it'll actually give you kind of a body high. But that's not the inflammation, getting rid of that inflammation. And people don't realize that taking hot showers when they get home from work or get home from their day or whatever, that they're actually increasing their inflammation that they've built up all day long in their joints, their muscles, from the sugar they've eaten, whatever it may be from. But taking that hot shower is actually only making it worse. So, and actually taking a cold shower has incredible benefits, even in it acts as kind of an antidepressant, helps your immune system, and there's countless things it helps with. But again, those things are awesome, but that's not why I think it's so cool. I tried it for those reasons, to help with get a lot of hand and knee pain with my job, and it helps that. But the biggest thing I found that it helps is when you get in there and you gotta force yourself. You gotta tell yourself, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna go through this 10 or 15 minutes of pure cold water, no warmth at all. I'm talking about freezing cold in the shower. And the reason behind that is you'll get in and it will be very, very overwhelming. I mean, like, you will not be able to breathe properly. And for people who suffer from panic and anxiety, that can be kind of scary, but that's the tool you're going to use to train for your panic attacks. When you jump under cold water that's freezing cold and your body's not ready for it, and you normally take hot showers or whatever, and you jump in that cold water, you're going to all of a sudden just and you're not gonna be able to breathe. You're gonna be breathing like trying to get air. And that's your central nervous system is just super overwhelmed, and because it's not used to that freezing cold water, and you'll be breathing hard. But the reason I say this helps with panic attacks is because it is a way to train for your panic attacks. Hopping in under that cold water is very similar to when the feelings of panic and anxiety hit you out of nowhere intensely. All that adrenaline hits you at one time, and all you want to do is what? Run away. You want to jump up and take off running, feeling like a chicken with your head cut off. It feels like you can't contain yourself. And very similar to when you jump in that cold water. That cold water will make you, all you want to do when you jump in that cold water is jump out. But the thing is, sitting there and fighting the urge to run away, because you can't breathe, much similar to an anxiety attack. It's incredibly overwhelming on your central nervous system, much like an anxiety attack. It's hard to think when you can't breathe, much like an anxiety attack. But nothing about this is, harmful to you. It's actually very good for you. But it also simulates an anxiety attack without actually having one. So it lets you deal with a sensation that's totally overwhelming, but you can learn to control it. What I like to do is hop in, wash my head, whatever, wash my body, and then flip the water on cold. And I hop back out of the way of it, let it get cold as it can, and then I sit down right underneath it in the direct path. And it is so overwhelming. You can't breathe. It's like so you need to make sure your head's in a position where you're not going to suck in a bunch of water, because it is very intense. But it allows you to fight that urge to run away from it. And if you can sit there and calm yourself enough to practice breathing techniques, relaxation breathing techniques, and whatnot while you're in that cold, and sit in that cold water for 10 to 15 minutes, when you get done, you will feel incredible. Your whole body, you got like a body high, the tingling sensations and whatnot. But the biggest thing of it is fighting that urge to run out of the shower just because you can't breathe and your central nervous system's overwhelmed and your body's telling you to jump out of that cold and jump back. Same thing with, you know, an anxiety attack. It's telling you to run away. It's telling you to freak out. It's telling you to go for help. It's telling you to, you know, have a meltdown. But you got to sit there, and instead of running away from that fear like you do with anxiety, or running away from that sensation like you do with the cold water, you sit there and you take it. And you do it day after day after day. And not only is it great on your bones and your joints and any inflammation, but it's also great for training for your panic attacks. Because I promise you, panic is the most overwhelming feeling you can feel in your body. Fight or flight is the most overwhelming response to fear and anything that you can feel as a person. It's the most intense feeling, and also, I mean, there's no comparison. But this is a perfect way to simulate it without actually triggering the feelings of dread to go along with it. And I know what you're saying is, oh, how can cold water do that? Oh, you know, whatever. Try it. Try sitting under that water and forcing yourself to slow your breathing down so you're not hyperventilating, trying to catch your breath because of that cold water. Slow your breathing down. In for 4 seconds. Hold for 6. Out for 8. And it's hard at first. It's very intense, but just try it. You know, if you have a different breathing exercise, do it that way. But force yourself to stay in there. Do not run out of that cold water. It's the same situation as going into an uncomfortable situation with your anxiety, and instead of, you know, being like, oh, I can't do this and running away, or oh, I'm freaking out, you know, running away from it, whatever. It's sitting there, staying there until you're no longer scared of it. Because the same thing happens in that cold water. For the first 2 or 3 minutes, it is so cold you can hardly breathe. But once your body starts getting used to it and realizes that it's okay and it starts getting used to it, slowly your breathing slows down, you get more comfortable, the water stops feeling as cold. Anxiety is the same way. You got to sit there and take it. Sit there and take it and sit there in it, and it will pass. It doesn't feel like it's going to pass in the moment, just like that cold water doesn't feel like it's going to not be as cold in a few minutes, but it will. And this is a good way, especially for people who are agoraphobic or having trouble getting out, for you to train for your panic attacks. And I just want to share that piece of knowledge because it's helped me, and it also has a great physical aspects of inflammation and everything else. So stay away from those hot showers, take cold ones, try it out for your panic, train for those panic attacks, punch them in the mouth, get it done, and hope everything works out. Thanks, guys. Hope it helps.